Okay, you are able to see my screen?
Yeah, we can able to see.
Okay. So today we're gonna see uh, how we can process a CSV file and write that into a different format. So we have already seen, but let me explain it more clearly, more in depth. Okay. So always to read a file, you will have to select file reader. In any situation, the file reader is one which you will which gonna read the file. It could be from either from any cloud or either from local or from anywhere. So to read it from the cloud, you will have to use this account, and then you will be able to connect to that particular source location. Okay. So this is one thing. There is also a document reader. I think if you search, okay, I'll tell this later. So what you can do is you can select that reader and you can see multiple files into it. So here, this file reader, you are able to read only one single file at a time. But with multi-file reader, or I think it's a document reader, document or something. Multi-file reader, yeah, yes. So in this multi-file reader, you can able to read multiple files. Here, even from SLDB, you can able to read, and also from your cloud storages, you can read. So you will have to provide folder name here, and you can give wildcard. Like if you want to read a CSV, then you can give .csv here. And if that folder, if for example, if you have root folder and you have subfolder inside it, then you can select this include subfolder. And so this you try it, read multiple files. Even from SLDB, you can able to read multiple files and try to uh, look into this multi-file reader. There is also document reader. Let's see, I'm not sure if it is there or not, or maybe they have removed it and they have added only folder. Okay, I think they have changed it to multi-file reader. Earlier it was document reader. So this multi-file reader, try to explore it. Now, once you have your file, so for example, this CSV file I have uploaded into SLDB, and from there I just selected. So once you have this file, right, and so there is a hard rule, as I told in the last class, like once you read the file, it could be any file, CSV or Excel or any file. Based on that, you will have to select one parser. So I have selected CSV, so you will have to select CSV parser. So parser, what it will do is it will convert your uh, file, or you can say binary file,
Binary to
to
doc.
document, right? So once you parse it, so this parsing, sometimes what happens is like CSV will have different delimiter. So right now it is a comma delimiter, but there might be possible that the delimiter would be different. So in that scenario, you'll have to select the right delimiter to parse it properly, or else it will not parse properly. Okay, so this keep in mind. If your file is not reading properly, then you need to check your CSV parser. Okay, so once you have that file, or once the data got passed, you will have to use mapper. And in the mapper is just straight away. Whatever columns you have in the source, just drag and drop it in the expression and also in the target path. So once you have this, you will be able to um, write it into a writer. So before that, you will have to use again a formatter. So in which format you want to write the file. So that is very important. And in which I mean, if you want to write it into JSON, then use the JSON formatter here and then write it into your destination storage location. So this storage location, I mean, this file writer could be anything. I mean, you can connect to uh, even cloud and store directly over there. Okay, so we will test one.
Can you select here in the in place of Excel format, you can select the JSON formatter,
Yeah, we
how
can do
it
that
was.
also. Okay, let's try with the JSON.
I tried, but it is asking the URL, API. Okay, you have to select that API.
Let's see. Schema name. Why is schema name expression? Target path. Okay, I think this the file what we are using is CSV, right? So CSV is completely flattened and it's asking for schema because the initial whatever in JSON you will have a initial name or something. So that you need to provide in the schema. That's why it's not writing. But if you have JSON already and when you process it, so you will have a JSON, I mean initial name of it. So that you will have to provide, and also there are expressions. These are not needed. Usually we don't use writing into JSON, but we basically read JSON file and because the writing into JSON requires a lot of to be I mean change over here. So if you see this expression, it is also we need to put in an array like key and value. So that key value thing you need to provide, and content will be like inside of that key. A key could be like whatever columns we have, that column names we have, that will go as a key, and the data what we have under the column, that will go as a value. So that expression we need to design, and then maybe it will work. But this you can do it if you want to write it in the CSV, then you can use CSV formatter, and then it will write properly without any issue.
So you can
Even
choose XML if it is working.
XML
XML,
also it will not work.
XML it's working.
XML also require expressions. Let's see. XML formatter. We need to see what option they need. Outbound schema, root element. Yeah, I think this root elements all we need to provide, and schema is we need to give schema is nothing but when you create a table, right? So that outer schema,
Yeah, the object name, database
yeah,
object.
object. So that again you will have to provide it properly. Then only it will work. Here also I don't think it will work. If I give null root validate, let's validate it. Let's see what will happen. Yeah, it will not work. But if you try to write it into Parquet, it will work. Is XML convertible? So this I think we cannot convert that flat file into XML. Let's do it for Parquet.
Okay.
Parquet, Parquet writer. Okay, so part to write to convert it into Parquet, you do not need a what to say file writer. This will convert it into Parquet and also it will write. Port number, host number, port column. This is to let's see if we give as a hopefully it should work. Let's see. Empty file name is not allowed. Empty file name. Where is that file? Why this is compression and partition by this one. There are a lot of updates from then to now. The Parquet schema is invalid reason. Okay, 1 second. There is something we need to do before this schema. 1 second. So this Parquet, we need to actually convert it into this schema is correct. So I'll tell you. It has schema and runtime schema. Yeah. Actually, you need to convert all the columns. So the columns in Parquet is different than the normal columns. So we need to create that. If you validate here and these columns will get converted into Parquet schemas. That you will have to do it here fetch at runtime. So what happened here is in CSV, if the column name is string, it will convert that into binary. So this is equivalent for string. And also you will have for date you will have to give under I mean int 64 you will have to give. So all that will be there in the what do you say in the document. I'll show you that. It's not saving it. Oops, got hanged.
In real time, we are most of the cases we are read the data from which formats? APIs and CSV only, na?
Not like that. Even you will read from Parquet.
Park readers. Okay.
Parquet. Yeah.
If suppose if the Parkist reader, how it is in the APIs or it is in the file size only, na?
Yeah, it could be file
What
or
is the
even
format?
Parquet. For Parquet, you will have Parquet. No, you will not have Parquet parser, I believe. Usually it will be REST API CSV, and Parquet you will try to write as a Avro parser. There should be CSV, and there's no CSV, there's no JSON, I mean Parquet parser. So mostly you will not be able to read Parquet files. Avro parser is there, CSV parser, Excel fixed width parser. I think with this you should be able to parse it. Fixed width parser. Yeah,
Okay.
it has a document as an input and what is a binary as an input and document as
Park
an output. So
Parquet writer is what is exactly Parquet means? I don't know.
Parquet is one of the file format. So what it does it from
Okay,
for many file format, when you convert it to Parquet file format, so it converts
okay.
rows as columns. So it's columnary format. Yeah, so you have
Rows
more.
as column. Okay, everything will be one column. Everything will be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
it's
only
like matrix method.
I'm not sure what is matrix method, but I'll teach you more on the file formats. When we have that session, I'll explain you what is the difference between Parquet, Avro, or you also have
Okay,
in Parquet you also able to compress this file. So if you see the snappy, gzip, and
Okay.
lzo, so this is compression. So for example, like 500 MB file, you may be able to compress it to 50 MB. So that much, I mean, you can compress the files. So there is a much more advantages, and you need to actually when you read the data and so after that you need to create a what to say here you will have to manually map the column names, and it also generates by itself. I don't know why it's not generating. So if you see this it kind of generate by itself. I'm not able to click on this OK button itself. Let's try once again. Hide white spaces. Generate. Okay. This one. So this I'm not able to click on this OK. I don't know in the backend what it is taking. This is this snap has some problem maybe. Yes. Try from your end. Let's check if you are able to click on OK and you are able to write it. I will also try from my end. But looks like there is some issue here. Let's try once again. Yeah, there is some issue with this passport writer. Info box, edit, highlight. The parquet schema is invalid. Reason unable to pass the schema. Yeah, so there is a issue with this one. So basically what it does is whatever the column names comes in from the source, it will convert into its Parquet format. Parquet has its own um, data types. I'll tell you. Yes, if you see this, this will get generated automatically. So this int64, this 32 number, any column which has number will get converted into int64 in Parquet, and 64 number will be against int64. Truth will become boolean, and message, any message or string becomes binary, and pi, that is nothing but dot will become float, then double. E is exponential number will become, the bigger number will become double, and 96 number is in 96. So this is your binary conversion, and this is the columns which is coming from your source. Yeah, and these are like UTF-8 is the in CSV will have this UTF-8, so that becomes your binary again. This is kind of logical type, is like you can define your the data type as well here. I think this is the column name, and then this is the what type it is. I will try to create one pipeline for this also. I'll try to explain that if OK is not working, but I'll try to see if there is a sample pipeline, and we'll try to work on this. Then there is one sample, but I'll have
Okay.
to check. I try to do some research on from yourself as well, and you should be able to do it. See this name is string, so that gets converted into binary. Age is like integer with small value like 4 bytes or 2 byte, so that's why it's in 32. If it had been bigger number, it would have taken in 64. So usually by default it takes, and here this required is mandatory, and optional is like it's not mandatory kind of. So float height becomes float. So phone number is again bigger number, or if it is in string, then it's a binary. Address is again if it is in if it is in multi lines, then it becomes group here. So if you see this address, and under address you have street name, city, state, and column. So all together it will group it into one column type called group. So all this, we'll try to see if there is any sample. I think there is one example they have added. I'll try to download and import it, and we'll try to work on this. This is important, writing into Parquet. ADFS, ADLS, this is for Azure, ADBFS. Can't be writing to the storage. In this schema itself, when you click on edit schema, it will, and if you generate, right, so it will automatically gets generated. Here, if you generate it automatically gets generated, and if you click on OK, and after that it will work, but here it's not working. I'm not able to click on OK as well. This is directory. What else you need? There's nothing required. Good schema. Yeah, it's this reason is schema only. So this, if somehow we are able to write it properly, then it should work. So if you see this cast, country, add, date added, so all these columns are coming from your source, and these columns will get converted as a binary uh, in terms of Parquet. So all the strings gets converted into binary. This is what it has here. Why I'm not able to run? Let's see. Okay, anyway, we'll take this for some other time. Right now, let's write it into Excel. And then we'll write this into file writer. So file writer, we have execute only. So when we execute, then only it will generate a file. We write the file. So this pipeline got created, and there's one more option here. So when you just hover over here, I mean it's not, you don't do not click on this, but just uh, keep your cursor over this. So if you see here, you will get all the statistics. So input rows. So if it has like 8,807 documents, right, rows, and at the output it has created one document. You can say this, right? On every snap you will
Yes.
see that. So input is 8807 documents and output is 8807. Here you will get um, one document as an input, and okay, it's output, and then the size of it. So 34087 bytes, you can convert it into MB, so it becomes almost 3.2 or 4 MB. And CSV parser will one document, and then output will be one document as an input, and one and this many rows as an output. So this is just to, this can uh, verify that you, the whatever pipeline you have executed, so it has returned the data or not. And this you will not get when you validate. You will have to click on this, so you will get right half of it, and then you have to click on it. So during validation you will get that, but after you execute the pipeline you will get these options. Okay, now let's see if we have that file. Yeah, we see this, we have that file here. Yes, maybe I'll not be able to download from here. You need to go to manager, and from there you'll have to download. So you will be able to see the file. One second, it's just opening. Yeah, this is your file. So you should be careful while converting into CSV or into Excel. So what happens is, if there is a column here, if you see this, when you convert this into comma CSV, and if it has comma, there are chances that it will move to next column. So all that you will have to have a look after you convert it. So here it has converted properly, but sometimes if when you open this in Notepad++, you will see that in this column everything will be in double quotes. And if you not have that double quotes, then it will shift the this column or whatever comes after comma into next column. So this is quite danger when you are working with the CSV or Excel files. So that you will have to keep in mind. But this issue will not get it with Parquet. Okay. So yeah. So we'll try to, yeah, asking any question.
No.
Okay. So this we will see about Parquet as well, how to write the Parquet, and also we'll try to use different type of compression and see how much it is compressing. So basically, I have tested that long back. So it compresses. There is a huge difference. When you use none compression, it will again compress, but it won't compress that much. But if you use Snappy or gzip, gzip is the, I think, highest compression ratio, and others. So usually by default, in any other programming, you will see Snappy as a compression, but here you have multiple options to do with Barcode. Okay, so I'm not sure why it is not clicking on OK or cancel on the here in with my account. So try from your account. Maybe it might be possible that you able to click it. Maybe this is also a free version, right? So you cannot expect everything to be proper. So that we cannot do much, but we'll try to do it if it is working with others account. Okay, so this hope you people got clear, and try to practice this. Until unless you practice, you will not be able to understand what you have
Yeah.
to do
One
or what you.
question, Chandan.
Yeah.
Yeah, source is Excel,
Hmm.
Excel or CSV, but load it into the right into the SLDB. How we can do
Yeah,
same?
SLDP is again
The
same.
file reader is so
Yeah. So
in the Excel formatter we can choose which one.
you can choose anything. Just upload it into SLDB. So if you click on this database, so this is nothing but SLDB only. From here you can upload the file from here and choose the file.
I uploaded.
Okay.
Okay,
And did you choose it?
but my destination also SLDB only. That's
Okay.
source is Excel or CSV.
Hmm.
Destination is SLDB.
No,
Yeah,
SL.
destination is Excel formatter or CSV.
Yeah, it should be either Excel formatter or any file formatter, and then you'll have to write it into SLDB. So to write into SLDB, we'll just give a forward slash and then the file name. And to open it, you'll have to click on this. You're able to see the output here. So if I see here, Netflix._out is my Excel output file. So it will shown here. To download it, you will go to Manager, and from there you can download. Click on it, and you'll be able to download. So is your answer question answered?
No, no, actually, in the Excel formatter, I have to choose SLDB option is there, no? Not there as formatter.
No, I think in the formatter, where is LDB formatter? No, you will not get any SLDB option here. Maybe can you just repeat your question again? Maybe I did not understand your question.
My source is CSV. My
Yeah,
source file is CSV file is my source.
yeah,
CSV to SLDB. I write it into the SLDB. That is my question.
yeah. So I'm also writing into SLDB only, right? But SLDB is not a formatter. SLDB is just a database. It's not a
Okay.
relational database as well. It's just kind of storage they provide to you, and it's I think almost 100 MB storage they provide. SLDB is Snaplogic database, but it's just kind of storage thing. It's not like because this file is getting stored somewhere, right? It's not in air. It's being stored somewhere, so it is getting stored in SLDB. Hope you got it.
O- Okay.
And the file is output file is this Excel formatter is what it's creating your file. So it's converting into Excel, and you will have to provide .xlsx format at the output, and then I mean with the file name, and then you just storing it as a storing it into SLDB. So let's do one thing. If you have credit card, try to create an account in Azure or try to create it in AWS. So and then we will write that data into S3 location, AWS S3 location. So that will that
Okay.
will give you more clear picture. Like if any customer using S3, then how to write the data into S3, or also how to read data from the S3. So these two things will get clear. So I don't have accounts because I have already created multiple accounts with all my credit cards. So I don't have it now, but you can use it and create. So it will not deduct any money it will just deduct 2 rupees to create your account for validation, and they will return it back as well. So try to create one.
Okay, S3 you're talking about, right? S3.
Yeah, AWS account. So
Yeah.
AWS free account. Just
Okay.
try to go through some YouTube, like how to create AWS account. So this AWS free tier account, right? So you can create it. See if you see here, create a free account. You can create it. So just give whatever detail it asks, and we should be able to use it. And don't worry, it will not deduct any money. So this will be this they will give you for one year, and whatever service you create, right? So one after creating, you just delete it, so they will not deduct any money. Okay, so try to create one, and we'll see it in next sessions how to connect to S3 and how to process file from there. Okay,
Sure.
so any other question you guys have?
I think like